Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Josh, and this is your stimulus check update for the next stimulus package for Monday, November 16th. I hope everyone is off to a good and safe start to their Monday so far, and that you all have a wonderful week ahead. In this video, I'll be discussing updates in regards to the next relief package and the second stimulus check. I'll also be discussing unemployment, Donald Trump and other lawmakers continuing to push for more relief, and then I'll be wrapping up this video by answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. But first, if you wouldn't mind real quickly liking this video, give me a big thumbs up. It really just helps with the YouTube algorithm in terms of pushing this video out to other viewers like you, and hopefully helping other people like you as well. Okay, so with less than 7 weeks before the end of this year, without any more stimulus, President Trump once again pushes for more relief. In a tweet over the weekend, Trump said, "Congress must do a virus relief bill. Needs Democrats' support. Make it big and focused. Get it done." Obviously, this isn't the first tweet we've seen from the president about stimulus, and it probably won't be the last. Now, over the past couple of weeks, he's largely been absent from stimulus talks, and he's handed the keys over to Mitch McConnell as far as relief talks go. Since then, the media and others have criticized him for doing so, especially since he promised a big stimulus after the election. So, in my eyes at least, this is more of a tweet to get the media off of his back. At the moment, even though I'm sure he would sign any relief package passed through Congress, it's definitely not the first thing on his mind. Also, in the tweet, if you notice, he says big and targeted. So even though he may be okay with $2 trillion like Pelosi wants, I'm not necessarily sure he'd want to spend the money in the same way Pelosi wants to. For the past several months, Trump has bashed Pelosi for wanting hundreds of billions of dollars in the bill for state and local government, with the intention of bailing out poorly run Democrat cities and states. Stimulus money for state and local government, in large, has been one of the biggest holdups in this next relief package. And even though this message from Trump may put some additional pressure on Republicans to get something done, I really don't see it making a huge difference. McConnell and other fiscally conservative Republicans are not going to be on board with some massive relief package. It's just not happening. In other stimulus and Twitter-related news, AOC used her platform to urge for the need of additional relief as well. In her tweet, she said, "Can we please get people stimulus checks, mortgage relief, rent forgiveness, small business support, free testing, hazard pay, and healthcare for the uninsured and underinsured in the middle of a pandemic, or is that too socialist too?" So that's just another lawmaker joining the party of talking without any sort of action. Question: if any of these lawmakers really cared, why not pass a skinny relief package for stimulus checks, unemployment aid, and money for the Paycheck Protection Program? They could do that right now. Stimulus checks would provide American families of three around $3,900 right before the holidays, which would help them out greatly. Unemployment benefits would greatly help those who are still looking for work, and of course, the Paycheck Protection Program would really help struggling small businesses in hard-hit areas stay afloat. In addition to that, it would also allow them to continue paying their employees, so we wouldn't see any more layoffs. Republicans would sign off on the bill. We know that. After all, they've already proposed such a bill, and Democrats have also suggested they'd be for those things and help Americans, but only if other aid was included as well. But when you have those three things that would help Americans out the most, in my opinion at least, you can't hold up the bill. So tweet all you want. Without action, we really don't care. In other stimulus-related news, if you still haven't received your first stimulus payment, then you now have less than 1 week to claim it. If you haven't received your first check and you're eligible, at this point, more than likely it's because the IRS doesn't have your information on file. It's been estimated by the IRS that around 12 million people may potentially miss out on the stimulus payment. Since they don't have your information, you'll need to fill out the non-filers tool on the IRS website by November 21st in order to receive your money this year. If you have any dependents under the age of 17 that you still haven't received the $500 for, you can also use the non-filers tool in order to receive that money as well. These are people that more than likely need this money the most. So if you have any friends or family members who still haven't received their first stimulus payment, make sure to let them know to fill out the non-filers tool by the deadline of November 21st in order to receive their payment this year. Now, keep in mind, if you do miss this cutoff date, you can still receive your money by claiming a $1,200 credit on your tax returns next year. However, I definitely don't want to see anyone wait any longer than what they have to in order to receive this money. In unemployment news, in the state of California, it's been estimated by a security company hired by the state that as many as 1 out of every 3 unemployment claims filed in California may be fraudulent. Apparently, there was some type of hole in the system which fraudsters were able to exploit. Through the dark web, they were able to communicate the hole in the system and run roughshed through it. One victim of this fraud said that her benefits were frozen numerous times by EDD. When she finally gained access to her account, a hackster was able to successfully drain her card of $3,700. Obviously, not only is this very sad for those being stolen from, but it's also caused many legitimate claims to be delayed or even denied. It seems like fraudsters and other criminals find a way to expose any situation, and this certainly isn't an exception. In other unemployment news, with the PUA and PEUC programs set to expire at the end of this year, lawmakers are still working in hopes of passing another relief package to extend the unemployment benefits on a longer term, more stable basis. And even though the unemployment rate is now down to 6.9%, an improvement from months before, it's obvious we still have a long ways to go in order to get back down to pre-pandemic levels. Okay, so at this point in time, I'm going to move right along to answering some of the comments and questions that I received in my previous video. And if you do have any other comments or questions for me, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below. I do try to answer as many of the comments and questions as I possibly can, but for those comments and questions I'm not able to respond to, I do try to pick some of the more popular ones to answer in the next video in video form. Okay, so without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into the first comment of today's video, which is from Ashley. Ashley says, now that no agreement was reached, if one is ever agreed upon, will unemployment be retroactive? Okay, thank you so much for your question, Ashley. And yes, if they do agree on another relief package, more than likely it will be retroactive to around September 12th. This is when the 6 weeks ended from the Lost Wages Assistance Program, even though some states did not receive the full 6 weeks of benefits. With that said, that's just been a date that has been thrown around in different proposals and is definitely subject to change. If it does happen to change, I will keep you updated one way or another. Okay, moving right along to the next question in today's video, which is from Quante. Quante says, when are we getting the $600 in unemployment? Alright, thank you so much for your question, and at this point, we won't see the extension of the $600 unemployment benefits until they pass another bill. With that said, more than likely, if they do pass another relief package, they will probably be a little bit lower than $600 per week. In recent proposals by Republicans, we have seen offers in the ballpark of $300 to $400 per week, being that they do not want to create a disincentive for people to return to work. Many Republicans said the $600 per week in unemployment benefits made it so that some people were receiving more money on unemployment benefits than what they were at their previous job, which created a disincentive to return to work. However, at the same time, we're seeing Nancy Pelosi and other Democrats push for an extension at $600 per week, so we'll just have to wait and see where they end up compromising. It's my best guess that in the end, they'll probably end up compromising somewhere in the middle at around $400 per week. Okay, moving right along to the next question in today's video, which is from Mario. Mario says, what is really holding up our stimulus? Too much talks, no action. Okay, thank you so much for your question, and I completely agree. There has been way too much talking and pointing fingers on both sides. Democrats want to blame Republicans, and Republicans want to blame Democrats. In the end, we really don't care whose fault it is. We just want a deal. That's exactly why we voted them into office. Now, at this point, the main reason they aren't able to pass more stimulus is because of the difference in their price tags. Nancy Pelosi and Democrats are seeking around $2.2 trillion, whereas Mitch McConnell and Republicans are seeking a skinnier deal around $500 billion. Previously, Donald Trump's aide, Steve Mnuchin, had an offer on the table for around $1.9 trillion, but Pelosi continued holding out for more money. So at this point, the two sides are very far apart, with Republicans seeking a more targeted bill and Democrats looking to spend as much as possible. Okay, moving right along to the last question in today's video, which is from Marcy. Marcy says, hi Josh, is there something new that people who are on SSI or SSDI can claim now? Alright, thank you so much for your question, Marcy, and as far as stimulus goes, there is nothing new. However, if they were to pass another relief package with stimulus checks in them, people on different Social Security benefits such as SSI and SSDI would be eligible to receive them. Also, if Joe Biden does end up taking office come January 20th, it's also being rumored that he may try to increase the monthly checks for those on Social Security benefits by $200 per month. Of course, in order to do this, Congress would need to pass a bill, and it could not be done via executive order. His plan would be to tax people through Social Security on people earning up to $400,000 per year and more. At the moment, people are only taxed on their first $137,700. So we'll just have to wait and see where all that goes. Alright, so on that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video. If you did enjoy the content in this video and you'd like to see more videos like it, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It is completely free to do so, and it's a great support to me. Also, if you'd like to receive 2 free stocks from Webull, with both stocks valued all the way up to $1,600, please feel free to claim those 2 free stocks by clicking the link in the description box below. And until next time, I'll see you guys, and I hope you have a great day today.